But still they wait for the change. All the promise when they make, they gonna be like say na fake. Where the money, where the food, as everybody want it. Since you come, the tears and play, we don't tire to complain. I see the bad way you been doing. You don't tell and keep that into you. 97% to 1%. You know we talk like president. Who Nigeria with sentiment? I take no offense to revenge. Oh yeah, now I'm Buhari. We dey beg you. Let Nigeria no go kaka for your head.
Alexa, turn it up to 7.
But still they wait to see the change. All the promise when they make, they gonna be like say na fake. And where the money, where the food, Nigerian people want improve. But since you come, the tears and pain, we don't tire to complain. I know we're going for the youth. Insecurity no improve. Inflation don't dey hit the roof. Still government no dey say the truth. Oh yeah, my brother, this change na yours. We down to the suffer, pray God for Nigeria. Oh yeah, my sister, this government na yours. We down to the suffer, we pray God for Nigeria.
Good morning.
Promise when they make, I don't be like say na fake you. Where the money, where the food, Nigerian people want improve. But since you come, the tears and pain, we don't tire to complain. See us economy just the fall, but it just the come around the world. Office there for sky. Apply for work in the top of the fly. We look if you for looking the girls. Certificate is certificate. Baba Buhari. Election pending now. I bet you collect on you hell. I collect on you jail. Baba Buhari. To the passion. After the election, where them do? We still wait for the change.
Alexa, turn it down to 0. Good morning and welcome to Maiyegun's Diary today. Let me lift this up a bit because I don't like kind of looking down like that. So we are about to shake another table this morning. Very important that we do so because to many, those who are leading them, who also feel entitled that they are doing something great for them. This morning, I'm going to tell you how Nigeria will kill you. But slowly, until you are finally frustrated. We're all going to die anyway. We are all going to die at the end of the day. I don't know when I'm going to die, but I know we're all going to die. So I'm not really afraid of death by the description. But Nigeria is a place where you will be killed slowly until you give up. And that is why today there are so many walking corpses in Nigeria. Nigerians who have one way or the other because of the disappointment, the letdown, the frustration that the country has brought upon them, that many don't know. There are so many people who don't even know that whatever you are going through right now in Nigeria is caused by the government, the people in government, past, present, and possibly the future, the one you are still going to elect, the one you are going to collect 1,000 naira, 500 naira to vote for. But I'll tell you how they will kill you slowly. Some of us will survive For instance, I'm a survivor. Many of you watching me right now, we are survivors. But there is a popular saying that yesterday's survivors are today's victims. Today's survivors are possible tomorrow's victims. That is why they say now turn by turn, how Nigeria will kill you. There's a video. There is a video, an undercover video done by some undercover journalists to expose the rot in our judicial, justice system. You see, a country without justice, my brothers and sisters, forget it. If you like, build the biggest tabernacle for God. If you no get justice, if there is no justice, you will spare yourself the agony of probably wasting your time, because even if you build the biggest tabernacle for God, God will not dwell where there is injustices everywhere. Nigeria is a land of injustice, like from generation to generation, from one generation to the other, from one politician to the other, from the young politicians, from the old politicians to the young politicians, to the religious politicians, to even the religious leaders. They are like a chain, like that. They are, they connected all together to make sure that this life, this one single life you have, is destroyed by probably their own greed. Will say that everything in Nigeria will kill you. There is no justice. Everyone can do anything and get away with it. Starting from the supposed the richer people to those who found themselves in position of authority where they have to take decisions, make decisions that affect people. They don't care. So there's this video. Released by, in fact, it was broadcasted on Maiyegun's Diary early this morning about young people being illegally arrested in Nigeria, detained, extorted, tortured. People have to pay ransom to police officers to secure the release of their kidnapped family members. And to so many people, it is more or less like it's a normal thing. They'll say, if you can't pay it, then you go to Kirikiri. Like, it is normal. This video is not new, by the way, where you will see policemen in Nigeria. They will raid you when armed robber. Back then, we didn't have all these bandits. We didn't have this Boko Haram and the rest. We always have armed robbery cases. So when armed robbers operate, rob people, probably even kill people, hours later, the police will come and they will start arresting every young man they see on that street, every young man. So they will pack all of them, take them to their station. The moment you get into that compound, you are not leaving that compound without bailing yourself with some money. That is like the system in Nigeria. Now, when they take you to that station, initially, when a police officer says, we are doing our job, that is how they have deceived so many ignoramuses on this issue. There are so many educated morons who have also, because of the system they are born into, because of the system that has shaped them into something that is completely abnormal, they will agree, they will say, let the police do their job. In the course of doing their job, they will raid the street. Sometimes they do it for weeks, like for a whole week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. They will be coming back to raid people who robbed, the innocent people living in the area. Now they will pack them and take them to their police station. When you get to their station, at least you should be investigated, at least if they are doing their job, to catch those who in fact committed the crime in the area. No, they won't do that. The regular question is, what do you do for a living? What are you doing in the area we arrested you? I was just walking. I wanted to go and charge my phone. Oh, I wanted to go and see my girlfriend. Oh, I was working with my girlfriend when you arrested. Oh, you are working with your girlfriend. You don't get a job. They arrested them for armed robbery, suspect. So from that moment, transactional business will begin. So you have to then negotiate your way outside that. You are picked up because police were raiding people in an armed robbery or a criminal or crime scene. But that is not what will happen when you get to their station. Now, when you get there, if you have money, you will not go further. That means they can raid about 100 people. It is a transactional thing every day. They can raid like 100 people, bring them to the station. Out of the 100 people they bring to the station, right? They would then be able, and probably if, let's say 50 of them or even 60 of them were able to bail themselves. Some will bail themselves before they get to station. Some will bail themselves when they get to station. You see those few ones that will remain, who have nobody to come and pay for them, who have no one to stand in for them and say, I know him. Oh, it's not this. Okay, take 5,000 naira. Because of 5,000 naira, if you go to Nigeria, in fact, let me use Lagos. I know how it is in the East. I've been to Nigeria police station in Eket, in Akwa Ibom. And I can tell you a bit about that. Young people. Because they are unable to pay bribe at the police station. And the police cells, right, are filled up. So they have no space for them. They have to move them toward to the overcrowded prison. How did they do that? They also collaborate with the corrupt judge. And the corrupt judges, rather, in Nigeria. So the policeman, after screening those who have money from those they illegally arrested, those who have no money are those that will then go to court. Some of those they will take to court. They have their judges they use, magistrate court judges. Those are the ones that give them that. Because once a court says, remand him, right? Remand him, put him in prison for so time. The bail condition is so and so. Go and put him in jail. So that is all the police need to put you in jail. So whatever you now face there is your business. They have done their own business. They arrested 100. 70 of them don't pay bribe. They are gone. 30 of you who refuse to pay bribe, go and face your life. Well, those ones will deal with you. Police are done. And they will lie in their report. We arrested them for armed robbery. In many cases, the police will go into their armory, right? Confiscated weapons from criminals and all of that. They will bring them out. They will then parade these poor Nigerians who have no money to bail themselves when they got picked up, who have no money to pay to the police officers at the police station. And now they are going to court because they can't put them in cell. They need to put them away so that for other people to come as well. This is the system. Now, when you get to that court, the court will then say, oh, your bail. You remember, it all started from 5,000 naira. Well, let's say it all started from you trying to walk down on your street, thinking about your life. Then this boss pulled up in front of you and asked you to jump in. Enter. From that place, now here you are facing a judge that says you are arrested for armed robbery. And therefore, you need, if you are to be released, you need a shorty of 100,000 naira. Your bill is now set at 150,000 naira. From just walking on the street to facing a judge, and this time around to facing the jail. The police will lie all through. The IP, all of them will lie all through. Nobody will come in to represent you. Even the state, the government, which according to the law, they were supposed to provide you legal representation. These judges don't ask the accused if they have lawyers. They don't have any representation. In Nigeria, young people, they are in jail. Showore met many of them. Nnamdi Kanu met many of them. So many of these other public figures, they met so many young people who, because of 2,000 naira. And my girlfriend and my girlfriend and another girl, they fought because of me. Then I got arrested. Have you heard of that? where you get arrested because your two girlfriends, they fought themselves in public, and you get arrested because you don't have money to pay the police. You ended up facing the judge. The judge asks you, who is your shorty? You don't have anything. Who is your lawyer? You don't have a lawyer. Therefore, go and get 100,000 naira before you get released. And you ended up in jail. Spend 1.5 years because your girlfriends fought themselves. They were fighting themselves. In Nigeria. So a country without justice will kill you slowly. We have politicians who are supposed to be humans, but they are not humans. They are animals. And in fact, many people even say that comparing Nigerian politicians to animals is more or less like an insult to the animal kingdom. The Nigerian politicians are worse than animals, who would be kind of so heartless to the people he promised to lead, and at the same time be so heartless to himself and his own well-being too. Every day we shout about good health care, build schools, build hospitals, equip them, pay your nurses, pay your doctors, because when you pay them, they will be the ones in charge of you when you are in crisis. Before you fly 8 hours, 10 hours over the Atlantic to go and see a doctor, those are the people that will use the facility there for you. So even animals, they react to they react to change as well. When people talk about climatic change and all of that, you see so many animals also acclimatizing in this regard to readjust in order to be able to switch into the current reality. Nigerian politicians are worse than animals. Animals think. Nigerian politicians have no brain that can actually, I don't know the quotient of the measurement, the quotient of their senses, but they are senseless people with so much pride. That is what makes it worse. You know, when you are senseless, unproductive, and you are so greedy with it as well, then you have this sense of entitlement that makes you feel like, do you know who I am? Do you know who you are talking to? That's a former governor. Really? That's a former president. You should show some respect. Really? Sense of entitlement. Animals. The walls, the dredge of the heart. Hospitals, they won't build. Schools, they won't build. Good road network, they won't build. Reform the police to take care of the people, and including yourselves, they won't do it. Then you will see a pastor that will tell you God told him coronavirus will disappear. I have one Alpha Sule on Maiyegun's diary right now, telling people that God just told him that coronavirus will just it's a disease from hell. Why won't there be such people in a society whereby the confusion, the loss, the old jagajaga of a thing has become so permanent that only few who are wise are either taking care of themselves, getting away from the shit, or they stayed back and caution on the mugus who are going to be running from pillar to post for support, for help, for this, for that, to church, to mosque, to shrine, to here, to there. So there are those who stay back and feast on those mugus, because the failure of the government is what is staring many of you on your faces right now. Now, we have the prison system as well, whereby if you finally end up in that prison, God, your trouble, your problem would have become tenfold at that point. And that is where you can either submit to fate, like if you couldn't pay 5,000 naira to them when they ask for the bribe, who says you can afford to pay almost 200,000 naira bail of 25,000 naira bail? Because I've heard some ridiculous amount of bail that's kept so many people in jail in Nigeria. A system where those who lead the country are as lost as those they are leading. People speak grammar. I love them when they start speaking this, My friend, I said, like, calm down. Are you in Nigeria? I said, yes. Where do you live? I live in Nigeria. Where do you work? I work in Nigeria. Really? And then, where in Nigeria? Here. Shut up your mouth. If you really know what life truly means, you will not speak grammar to defend those lunatics, those criminals in charge of that country. And what do I mean by that? A country that your politicians are budgeting for themselves, right? For themselves. They are budgeting 2.4 billion to buy cars. These are guys who have mansions. These are guys who walk through the streets like they are demigods. These are guys who are very, very well to do, one way or the other, better than those they are representing. These are guys who are not trekkers like Lagosians right now. But they needed 2.4 billion to buy themselves new cars, two cars per lawmaker. Among other things, that's just for cars. Okay? That's not even about feeding allowance, furniture allowance, clothing allowance, what else? Travel allowance, reading allowance, sitting allowance, what else again? There's so many other allowances, right? This is just for car. 2.4 billion. Then disaster struck. There is no money to take care of the people they are leading. What does that tell you? What does that tell you? That you are being led by normal people? That you can speak grammar and tell us how normal they are? Yeah? Slowly, steadily. And they said, whenever politicians want to come up with their make-up stories as usual, you hear them say, I have constructed 40,000 kilometers of road. You start asking them, is it in your head that you constructed a 40,000 kilometers of road? Where are the roads? Where are the modern transportation system that should have been put in place years ago? Where is the effort? Where is the attempt? But you ask them, they will tell you governments can't do everything at the same time. No one is asking the government to do everything at the same time. We are asking the government to do the right thing at the right time. For instance, helping the victim of a disaster that is not their own making. Abule Ado victims. Disaster there is not their own making. And a responsible government will be so busy right now in settling and resettling the victims of this disaster, not jumping on the next flight to go and see the lifeless one that doesn't even give a damn about anything. His own people are being killed. Yes. Nigeria has 19 states. We have 19 states from the north of Nigeria. 19 core northern states. Before Buhari became president, there was terrorism, there were crises, there were insecurity that were so big that Buhari actually won election because of that. Then Buhari came to power. I want to talk about how they are animals. They are worse than animals. And it's you who stand up all the time to defend them. That should be feeling sorry for, but I'm not sorry for you. You made your choice. He became president. Everyone from his own part of the country, they were happy. Yes. He's not going to sit back and watch us killed. He's going to use all the resources in Nigeria to ensure that no northerner is killed again. Yes. They thought they were buying, they were voting for 007, James Bond. They didn't know that they were actually voting for Ajangbadi, James Bond, Ajangbadi, 007. Yes. All these criminals will run away now that Buhari is the president. To make them feel like he was serious about it. He said, It just changed all the leadership of the Nigerian defense. The Nigerian defense. It changed all the leadership. 90% of those who now lead the Nigerian defense, they are from the north, including the Minister of Defense. Wow, that gives them control. Now they are in control of all the intelligence, all the all the security reports. The person who is advising the Mr. Bokwari on security, Moguno, is also Buhari's distant, they say nephew or whatever. They are family members. He's also from the north. So which means they should be so interested in making sure that there is, final safety and peace in the north. But that's not the case. What happened? Buhari appointed all the service chiefs, protect the north. He even launched a new, a new task force in Nigerian army. They called them Presidential Task Force Against Cattle Rustlers. This should be it. We shouldn't be saying killings anymore. We shouldn't be saying all these kidnappings anymore. Buhari is in charge. But they don't care. It was all fake. All fake. So what happened after? Even Buratai, the butcher, who walk about with stick now. You know, when it's like in Nigeria, there's some level of stealing that you will reach. When you get to that level, you need to get yourself a walking stick. It doesn't matter. You may be 35 years old. But if you have access to Nigerian purse, there's some level of stealing that when you get to that level, you must walk with stick. That's what Buratai the butcher is. He's from Borno State. That's where they butchered and killed people like the night workers. In Game of Thrones. They killed them at the gate of Borno. Nobody opened the gate for them. Night workers came, killed everybody. That's where Buratai the butcher comes from. He can't even protect them. Buhari can't even protect the people from his own village, Daura. Many of the people who live, many of the Daurans, the people from Daura, where Buhari come from, they are now living in Cameroon. They are now living in Chad as refugees in Chad, in Cameroon. All of this happened after Buhari came to power. People are saying, oh, he just needed the power. Buhari doesn't need anything much. He just wanted the power. Now he has it, so you cannot go to hell if you want. Well, it's Buharidins and Buharididins who go to hell. They are already in hell. Some of them are pretending. I have seen some diehard Buharidins, Buharididins. You know Aisha al-Bankudi. You know they gave Aisha al-Bankudi some, at some point. They gave her appointments. In the office of Aisha Buhari. You know Aisha al-Bankudi now? Very famous and popular, Bele lecturer in London. She got appointment. They were diehard Buharididins international. Today they are knowing the truth. They've seen through the whole thing. Some of them are now saying that it's actually not about what you get from this whole madness. It's about what they are not telling everyone. In fact, if the whole Nigeria knows what is around or going on around that asshole rock, they will stay away. They know the truth. She dropped something recently and she said, if people know the truth, they will run away from the Buhari and the APC. Let me read that out. Someone sent that to me. A very good friend, Koiki. And I saw that this morning. There are those who know this and they would love to probably just stay away because nothing will come out of this. For those of you who don't know the meaning of Bele lecturer, Bele lecturers are those who pretended to be educated. They live abroad. Okay? They pretended to be educated, but they defend Buhari every now and then. So some of you will think they are patriotic, they love Nigeria so much, or they love Buhari so much. No, it was because of what they want to eat, or what they are eating from the system. So we call them the Bele lecturers. Their stomach control them. As long as the stomach gets filled, Buhari is the best that happened to Nigeria. If there's no security, if Boko Haram kill and kill and kill, it doesn't matter. If their bellies are filled up with something, Buhari is doing fine. But they will never relocate to Nigeria and live there. They won't move their businesses or their families back to Nigeria, despite the fact that they keep telling the Buhari dignitaries back home that Buhari is the best. You should all relax. All of you just want to be richer immediately. Meanwhile, they are benefiting from it. If you see them talk, they sound like they are intelligent. No, don't be deceived. Their bellies control them. That's why we call them belle lecturers, not intellectuals. Belle lecturers. Their bellies controls them. So, and we know them. We know many of them. So don't be deceived. We have those we call the mumu lecturers. The mumu lecturers are those ones that pretended they look smart. You will think they are educated. They live abroad too. You see them in America, Canada, London. You see them all over the world. They dress fine. If you see their pictures, you see they look responsible, but they don't get brain. They are only smart when it comes to book. But when it comes to reality and practice, they are as dumb as anything you can think of right now. Just think of any dumbest thing you know, or dumbest person you know. So they appear like they are educated. They are abroad. They see light. They know that they mean everything, the system works. They know that the system serves the people, not the people serving the system. They know. But they will still defend the Buhari by telling people that, they should relax. Nigeria didn't get bad. It didn't get bad under Buhari. It has started a long time ago. They sound like they are intelligent, but they are not. We call them the mumu lecturers, the mumu madus. Because you've heard me say this many times. The mumu madus are those old, failed uncles, aunties. You see those ones who left Nigeria when Nigeria was still Gongola state, when we still have Bende state, when we still have all those funny states back then in the 70s. Those who left Nigeria then, they thought they were going to come back to Nigeria, or they would go back to Nigeria as billionaires. But they have been beaten up by the weather. Up, down, divorce, marriage, jail, all of that. Things don't happen. They don't get there anymore. They are now old, in their 50s, 60s. Are you with me? Those ones, when they in their own time, there was no Facebook, there was no this. It's only letter. And if nobody will even see your picture anywhere. So today, while they are in America, while they were in London, for 65 years old, 60 years old, the reason why they are supporting Buhari is because they can see it from London on their phone that some of you, young boys, you are doing fine. You are doing well. How can you be doing well? Look at this small boy of yesterday. I know his mommy, I know his mother. His mother used to be that small. This one don't build house. Hey, he must be a thief. You remember he's a failed uncle. He left Nigeria a long time ago. He can't even go back to Nigeria again. Right? But he has opinion. He will be talking about Awolowo. He will be talking about Adegbenro. He will be talking about Akintola. Things of the old. And he is so fluent in them because he's failed. Some of his family members back home even thought he's dead. Or she's gone. Not even like, you know what I mean? But when it comes to this Buhari is like the Punisher. So to them, some of you who are doing fine, you are supposed to be washing their cars when they come to Nigeria. You, a graduate, you should be driving them about with their family. They just came back from abroad. You shouldn't be so independent that you can say you have a company. Why would you have a company at your age? When they were at your age, they were already in America trying to make it, but it didn't work. It didn't happen. So we call them the mumadus. The mumadus. Because if you see how they think and what they want, it is in tandem with what Buhari is doing. Because Buhari too feel like, look at them. How can it be so easy? Look at this one. They say this one is Mark Zurubagi or whatever. What's his name? He's a billionaire. How? How old is he? And you say it's not Yahoo. They say no, he's an American. No, he's the one that started Facebook. Mark Zuckerberg. Say, oh, okay. Suka what? The same way some of these old guys, they are in Nigeria too. There are Mumumadus in Nigeria. There are so many of them in Nigeria too, who have done everything in their youth when they were like us, when they were 30, when they were 25, 30, 35. Because me, I don't cross 35 now. I'm going to soon join them, but I will do everything. not to be a Muhammadu. You know what I mean? I'm not aiming to be a billionaire. I don't want to be a billionaire. That all of you will be like, hey, Maiyegun billion. But if I get billion, I'll take it. I've got what can help me that anyway. But yeah, I'm going to join them soon. By the time I cross 40, I'll begin to behave myself so that some of you coming up now will not start saying, uncle. Some of you are already even dropping uncle in your comments. And I'm beginning to say, oh boy, let's say time on the catch up. Oh. But I am not like them. So therefore, I don't expect to look like them at the end of the day. So we call them the Mumumadus. Our failed America uncle, Uncle Detroit, Uncle New York, Mommy, what do you call it? Mommy Maryland, Auntie, they will say, oh, Auntie Peckham, oh, Auntie, what other popular area do you have in London? Auntie Kensington. Oh, Kemi Kensington. It's not from Kensington family. It's because she's not from a Kensington family. It's because Kemi has been living in Kensington since 1970. And now, if they ask Auntie Kemi, say, I am from Western region Nigeria. Say, Auntie Kemi, there is no more Western region in Nigeria. Uncle. I say, I know there is. But I'm talking about back then. You know, back then, all of this. I say, Auntie. I say there is no more Western region in Nigeria. There are many, they are everywhere. They'll say, you look at all of them, they don't want to walk. You know those aunties that will tell you that you don't want to walk. They don't want to walk. So lazy. There is job, all people, everybody is going everywhere to do something. Do something like what? Pickpocket. One chance. Rob people. Because that's what many are doing. Because only a few manage to get something doing legit. Because there's a little legit that is existing. Even your police is a criminal organization. They are not doing legit business. Nigeria police, that should be arresting those who do illegitimate business. So we call them the Mumumadus. So I just had to quickly chip that in there for those who don't know the meaning of those names. So I saw this, someone sent this to me, I think it's about a week ago. APC is full of selfish people. They will scatter last. No because, but those at the top are all wicked. Aisha Al-Bankudi, our dear sister in London. You know Aisha now. I like Aisha, by the way. I like her. She has class in a way, but being a Buhari Didiri, or sorry, being an international Buhari Dinotu or Buhari Dijatu, it's not my thing. It's you know, it's sort of a put off, it puts you off. But she has class and she knows how to drive her audience when she's talking. Then you see those Facebook adsmen, Facebook Alimajiri, they will agree with you. You know, there's something about them, right? When they hear the truth, sometimes they agree. They say it's true, but they just want to. They prefer the truth to come from those they also look up to, because the home-based Buharidins, Buhari Didiris, the Buhari Dinotus, the Buhari Dijatus, the Unnekaharis, the Buhari Shukus, and the Ungoziaris. The obedient fools, the humbled slaves, and the sophisticated morons that we have in there, and the Buhari idiots in general, they know the truth, right? But they also prefer that truth to come from those they also look up to in abroad, the Abroadians, Buhari Didiris, those we call the Bele lecturers, the Mumu lecturers, and the Mumumadus. So the moment Aisha said, our leaders are wicked, yo. APC is going to collapse last. So let me tell you the truth, guys. That's what is going on. No doubt it's going to happen. Because we have selfish people in charge, and you will never see anything different, anything changing, okay? Remember this. So then the Facebook Alimajiris, the Buhari Didiris back home, they came there to talk. Bam! My sister, you nailed it. You know now. Some of us have water in our mouth. We cannot talk. Typical, what do you call it? Typical Facebook adsman. You know, we want to talk. We know that this government is a letdown. We know that insecurity has gotten so worse under this government. In fact, we know that the whole thing has collapsed. But we have water in our mouth. We can only shout, Sai Baba, Shai Baba, Shai Baba. But we cannot say anything else, my sister. It is sad. Buhari didere. Say, well, God will speak for us. They quickly push it to God. You know what, my brother? God will fight for us. We cannot fight. And this is another one. Oh, this one is actually like my typical person. It says, took you this long to see this, sister, painfully. Truly, but it's not just about APC. We have them in all parties. Those are the ones who live in denial. You know, those ones that will say, are you now saying that we should go to PDP now? If any one of those repentant Buhari Dane or Buhari did say something, the what do you call it? The factory fitted Buhari Dideris and Buhari Denotus. They will say, so are you we know that this government has failed, but the government is trying. It's just Buhari that I like. I don't like all these other people working for Buhari. It's only Buhari that I like. It's only because of Buhari I'm supporting APC. We reaji yaje, iyaje, pala sasiela waje, birigidi ya. O mama jele nuba beton je wani. You will chop your own sufferness. Like person where they chop bread and beans. Like, continue to pretend. I only support Buhari. It's Mr. Buhari that is living in denial. Then they will be asking you stupid questions. Are you now saying we should go and vote for PDP? Programmed morons. Because that's how they are programmed. If you are not PDP, then you must be for APC. Anything else is just a waste of time. Programmed morons, programmed idiots. And when these whole things start happening the way they are happening, then they start shouting, Maiyegun, have you talked about the killings in Ebonyi? Have you talked about the killings in Kano? I'll be here, I'll be like, na me you vote for? Am I the one you voted for? That you expect me to do what those you said could only do for you? Maiyegun, you have not said anything about wait, I'm coming. Because you are programmed to believe that if it is not PDP, then it must be APC. If it's not APC, then it must be PDP. How do you answer bandits on social media who are programmed that way? When you are telling them that ban both, trash them, ignore them, avoid them, never defend them, any of them. And you still do, by the way. How do you describe that? How do you change people's mind in that regard? You can't. You can't. So I'm not going to continue to try. Me, I will just be here dishing them out to you. As you sit down there, they feel like, is he talking to me? Oh, is he trying, is he, you know what I mean? That's the reason why I turn my camera on all the time, to prick your conscience, to let you know that as you are thinking, you know, some of you are thinking that you are different from the Buhari-Danes, the Buhari-Dideris, the Buhari-Denotus, the Buhari-Dijatus, the Ungoziaris, the Unekaharis, the Buhari-Shukus, the obedient fools, the humbled slaves, and the sophisticated morons, or their Abroadian sisters and uncles. The Mumu lecturers, the Belen lecturers, and the Mumu Madus of this world. You may think they are Buhari Diderins. They are suffering from Buhari-titis. They have Buhari idioticis, the autism, or whatever it's called. They are suffering from this mental disorder that is yet to be diagnosed because no one knows the cure. Therefore, Maiyegun is talking about Buhari Diderins. But why many of you are also as programmed as them? Because to you, if it is not APC, it must be PDP. Anyone who is against both is unserious. You are the serious ones. Then you elect them. They do this again and again and again. And you come out to speak your grammar. Big one. My friend, you don't know how the politics work. Our people will not vote for any other party. Really? But your people want something different from what they keep electing. Keep dreaming. It will happen. Maybe. Like, what's his name? Alpha Sule said, God will talk to him. He will talk to you. And he will tell you in 2021 how it's everything as you have been doing it. It will just change the whole thing. And everything will be fine once again. So the other day I was talking about abnormalities becoming normal in Nigeria. Why do we always make abnormal things normal? I have another one here. Aisha was so busy. She was responding to a comment of her friends. She said, there's one here, said, at least PDP we chop together. APC now one person they chop, pretending to be men of integrity. Baruwa something Baruwa Adam, a Buhari Ditini living in Nigeria, replying to Aisha, at least PDP we shop together. They shop together during PDP. There's an APC now one person they shop, pretending to be men of integrity or man of integrity. Probably it's referring to Boko Haram, the lifeless one. Aisha just responded like, Walai. That is, God is a witness. Said, very well, only gullible people realize that they've been they are scammers. Aisha Alubakudi was always with Aisha Buhari. At some point, they gave her that appointment that they're together, you know, this fine ladies following Aisha, Adamawa Suicide Bomber Girl. That's the code name of Aisha within the power circle in Abuja, within the Aso Rock. When they want to speak in tongue, speak in code, on the phone, one-on-one, they refer to Aisha Buhari as Adamawa Suicide Bomber Girl. She's like a stranger within them. So Aisha Al-Bankudi was one of those who were following Aisha about. They were doing, we're doing a lot. So she knows that they are scammers. And she lied to her friends for 4 years. Many of them are still lying to their friends. They stay away from Nigeria. One day where police will arrest you, ask you to pay 10,000, 100,000, 500,000 naira, or you end up in jail where another judge is ready to milk you, or you ended up in prison, where the prison years are ready to also extort you. Who want to go to that country? They stayed back where things work, and they left those Buharitans and the Buhari dictaries to continue to fight themselves on Facebook because they are gullible. According to Aisha, they are gullible people who they don't know. Only if they know. She's been inside. She's seen it. Someone replied, brother Chinedu came there to reply and said, Aisha Lubankudi, are you the one saying this? Like, maybe someone has been reading, and he was like, wait, is it you? Are you sure? Another person replied, said, Auntie Aisha, you have changed you. Is your account hacked? I can't believe you are saying this. Aisha replied them, all of you should keep on asking questions. Continue to ask me questions if I'm the one or not. Shebi, you say you are dumb, you are stupid. Continue to ask me questions. You've been scammed. So what am I saying is this? In a country where they will tell you, we'll do this, we'll do that, and they keep saying it and it never happens until there is crisis, and then everyone pretends to be trying to do something to fix it, then everybody's trying to be like, okay, let's continue, we'll move on. What happened in Abule Ado is so terrible, it's so bad that I've been thinking of it for days, and I realized that just the same way I've been saying it, that if you keep taking the responsibility of government away from government and throwing it at yourselves, when you share pictures of rotten healthcare facility, hospitals, schools with children sitting on the bare floor, open roof and all of that, when you share that on social media, because Nigerians, because of the way they have been programmed, they've taken responsibility of government away from government, because even government have sort of taken the responsibility, their own responsibility, and they have pushed it back to all of you. And you have taken it as normal because life goes on. If they don't want to do it, we'll just do it. If they don't want to give our children education, we'll just go private. If they don't want to give us a good health care, we'll just go private. If they don't want to give us security, we'll just build fence. If they are not going to build us, construct waterworks, then we'll just drill our own borehole. If they don't want to give us power, we just buy our own generator and get electricity. Life goes on. Responsibility of government becomes your responsibility, and they've now become part of you, that at some point, if you are not living up to that level, you consider yourself a failure. You don't have a house of your own, and then you don't have security in your house. You have to build your own fence. You don't have all of these things, you have to do them by yourself. And there are people getting paid so that they can provide you all those things. But they are not doing it. You have to do it because life goes on, right? Then all of a sudden, all of that stuff was taken away from you by a disaster that possibly was due to the lack of security from the same people you defend all the time, government. So when these things happens, then you go back to the, it's like going back to the trenches, and you start thinking, where do I start from? Well, how do I start? What do I do now? And that's where you need your government. So when Maiyegun post pictures, oh, look at these children, they shouldn't be sitting on the floor. Does that mean that before this thing got to this level, there is no human being who reported whatever need was needed in that school or in that facility? Does that mean that there is nobody who actually saw until it got to that level that they have to subject the students to live like that, to be like that, because it is now like that? So you ask questions. Then you see Nigerians, the programmed mumus, the obedient fools, the humbled slaves. They will come there to start asking you stupid questions like, why don't you go and build it for them? Do you want government to do everything? What is your government doing? Why are they being paid? Why are they buying themselves all these expensive stuffs on your behalf? Simply because you said they are working for you. And here we are, they are not working for you. Why should I be the one to build the school for you? Because your government has failed, and therefore it has become normal for you, for schools, government schools, to go begging. When I was in Ijebu, when I was in Odogbolu, I would see schools. I would see schools writing private individuals to come and help them renovate a block of classroom. Please, we are writing you to come and help us. Some of us were actually making it like our own project, going to private individuals to come and help us renovate, to come and help us fix something in our school. Because that's what we would do. The government won't do it. And everybody agrees that the government can't do everything. Then you ask them, what exactly is the government doing? Because you hear some people, they will tell you, look at that school you are showing there. It's been like that for the past 15 years. So say, what? Does that mean that for the past 15 years, there has been no single person from the education board to see that? Really? They say, it's even worse than that, my brother. It's only the PTA that just renovated a long block. PTA are now contributing money to renovate schools because government has failed. All governments have failed in that regard. So you accepted what is wrong as normal, and then you take what is normal as abnormal, and everything is going haywire, everything is going berserk, everything is going to the south, they call it. So thank you so much for your time. That's me. My 1 hour is up, and thanks for sharing the time with me. Nigeria is a country whereby people adapt to things that they should never, ever, ever even contemplate of getting involved in the first place. Paying bribes to police officers is as old as the history of Nigeria itself. It keeps getting worse and worse and worse. And today in Nigeria, police officers will wear no clothes. They will wear nothing. They will stand within the crowd. They will stand among the crowd, and they will be picking. You know what I mean? They will be profiling people in the crowd. They are not investigating crime. They are not trying to stop crime. They are actually perpetrating crime. They profile people randomly. They raid areas randomly. And those who are caught in their trap, they become hostages. They become kidnapped victims from the same entity that should protect them. That is not normal. That is not police doing its job. You see, if police are doing undercover job and they want to unravel any kind of criminality, what they will do is that after gathering intelligence and they know who they want to go for, they can then go on plain clothes, which means they can be able to, it will be difficult for anyone to spot them. That is, they know who they are coming for. But you know, that is not what Nigeria police, that's not what they do. They raid you on the street. They stop you on the side, on the corner shop. They stop you here and there, not because they are investigating any crime, not because they want to stop any crime. You know it, I know it, they know it, all of us know that they are not trying to stop crime. Rather, they are about to extort you. That is not normal. That is not right. And who want to live in such country? Adapt. They say adapt. Say, man, adapt. Every simple thing becomes so complicated and so terrible that you begin to ask yourself, why do they make things, simple things so difficult to implement? It's because they are who they are. So slowly, steadily, let me give you a scenario before I round up finally anyway. How Nigeria will kill you slowly. You walk, you know what it takes to go to work in a state like Lagos. They hold up, they call it a hold up. There are huge traffic and all of that everywhere. The criminals who are also going to be lurking around within those traffic to rob you and do all of that stuff. The policemen, everything, the madness every day. Then you work for 25 days or let's say you work for 22 days in a month, minus your weekend. Then you will begin to pray that your employer, God should let your employer pay you this month because they owe you last month's salary. And they said they will pay part of it in this month and they will pay the full one this month. There are people who live through this. They have bills. You will pay school fees. You will pay house rent. You will feed your family. And most of the time, transporting yourself back and forth. That's for those who have job now. For those who don't have jobs, you trek from morning to night. For those who have no jobs and they're looking for job, you trek from morning to night looking for job. And then on the way, frustrated, disappointed in what your country has actually become, then you will see this criminal policeman stop you, accuse you of being a Yahoo boy, then try to extort you, and they can change the course of your history, of your life at that moment. If things goes really wrong, you can get killed. So this frustration, bit by bit, there are things that will finish you slowly. And the more you continue to reward these criminals, the longer this suffering will be. It is not a curse. Most of the time when we say the truth to some of you, they say, oh, are you cursing us? Are you trying to curse us? It's not a curse. It is just what it is. They won't do it. When you fall sick, you cannot afford to go to the hospital to get a good medical care. Because number one, even if you have the money, there is no guarantee that you will get the adequate medical care to take care of whatever is wrong with you. Gani Fawehinmi happens to be one of the well-to-do popular lawyers in Nigeria in his time. Gani Fawehinmi had cancer and he was being treated for something different for years until he was on holiday in the UK, and he decided to see a doctor. That was when they discovered that he has cancer, stage 4 cancer, that's, he can't really make it anymore. They tried to operate it and all of that, but it was too late. That was what killed Chief Gani Fawehinmi. He was rich, he was popular, he knows almost everyone, right? The doctors in Nigeria, yes, they are who they are, but when you talk about building standard hospitals for everyone, standard hospitals where facilities, up-to-date facilities can detect illness and all of that in time, and such can be approached, probably many lives would have been saved. So it's not about money, it's not about how much share you have. A criminal police officer can open fire, arguing with you simply because he stopped your car. He wants you to bribe him, and you are trying not to bribe him. And to him, that is a threat to him that you are not going to give him money. You are driving a nice car. He can kill you there, and we will all shout, end SARS, this and that. And for killing one person, there are so many other dreams killed in the process. Is it the dream of parents who are raising a child, raised a son, to the point that they are now hoping that he will probably make something for himself and also take care of them as well, only to get killed because a SAS officer says he's a Yahoo boy, when he's not. Meanwhile, it's just about what he wants to take from him. Meanwhile, the real Yahoo boys, the real ones, they have the contact of all these criminal policemen. They don't even arrest them. They don't go after them. It's only when you see FCC and the rest of them arrest any Yahoo boy and they display them and all of that, they're just for show. Those who fail to pay up whatever bribe they're asking them to pay, they are those ones you hear EFCC convicted. I have evidence of those who have been paraded by EFCC, arrested this, arrested that, and they went back. They are back in their business. They are not in anywhere. That is how rotten the system is, and therefore, hopefully, one day we'll get it right and we'll do it right. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. I'll see you some other time. Thank you. Alexa, turn it up to 7.
After the election, where them do, but still they wait for the change. All the promise when they make, they gonna be like saying they're fake. Where the money, where the food, as everybody want it food. Since you come, the tears are fake. We don't tire to complain. I see the bad way you've been